Here, the clerk will call the roll.
Representative Pringle,
Here.
Representative Sells,
Here.
Representative Rogers, Representative Allman, Representative Ball, Representative Betzel,
Here.
Representative Boyd, Representative Easterbrook, Representative Hollis, Representative Kill, Representative Lawrence, Representative Shaver, Representative Statham. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday we carried over to the call of the chair SB 117, and I've learned that the clerk has said I can't bring it up this morning. I had to give 24 hours notice. So what I intend to do is when we go into session, I'm going to ask leave of the House for this committee to meet in the press room so we can pass SB 117 at the leave of the House. With that, and due to time constraints on Senator Gudger, we're going to bring your bill up first. So, because the Senate's going in right now, aren't they? Yeah. Yes, Ms. Caban.
Thank you. I don't want to violate, Mr. Chairman. I want to be on good accord today. Thank you. And thank you to Senator Grudger, who has asked me to carry this piece of legislation in the House for him, as well as other members of these two houses who are working to assist in a process of trying to streamline SB 282 is a bill that, if passed and enacted, will limit the amount of monies a municipality may retain for fines and penalties generated from traffic tickets, provides that only 10% of a municipality's general operating budget may come from fines and penalties generated from these traffic tickets, and any remaining amount in excess of the 10% shall be transferred to the Crime Victims Compensation Fund and the Fair Trial Tax Fund, and this on Class 1 municipalities.
Are there any questions of the sponsor? Ms. Hollis. Favorable report? A favorable report? Was that a strike or a ball?
I'll make my geriatrics joke after you all move. I'm about to
Ms.
give
Boyd, you want to
Senator-
give it a second? Yeah.
But I won't.
Well, we have a motion to give the bill a favorable report.
I know, but just hold on.
Okay, that's fine.
And I'm not harassing her.
Yeah.
But why is class 1 municipality?
Typically, they are the larger, of course, they are the largest municipalities. Their operating systems tend to run just a slightly little bit different in the way those funds, and typically it takes a little bit more work going into those mayor council acts also. You know, of course, what we experienced, all I have to say is Jefferson County.
I understand.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Betzel, seconds. All in favor of giving the bill a favorable report, say aye.
Right.
All opposed? Ayes have it. SB 282 is given favorable report.
Now I can make my geriatric joke. I see we have security here, and they do have that extra lifeline of oxygen that is needed for you all today.
Ms. Cavan, I'm going to point out your glove didn't match your shoes last month.
But I will say this, I think I broke my finger practicing with, of all people, Faulkner. So I'm about to go over to see if it's.
Mr. Chairman, I'm not sure she knew how to use that glove either.
Okay. Okay, now we'll have SB 224. Mr. Garrett's going to present Senator Orr's bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And knowing Representative Faulkner, he might have done that on purpose. This bill basically does one thing. It changes the requirement that a person who's unemployed search for work 3 times a week. Currently, under the Department of Labor rule, they're required to search for work 1 time a week. This would require 3 times a week. Georgia, Mississippi, and Tennessee all require 3 times a week. Florida requires 5 times a week. We're in a situation now where we have a labor participation issue, plenty of jobs available. This would simply require that they search 3 times versus the 1 time currently required. And I will say, prior to this meeting, Department of Labor representative indicated to me that they do have a technical issue that if we would pass this bill, we'll probably have a technical amendment on the floor. So with that, I would offer the.
Do we have any? Yes, Ms. Boyd.
Wow. I've got a whole lot of problems. Number one, what if you're in an area where there are no jobs? What effect is that going to have? I see this bill, and I'm trying to be objective and not injecting what I want to say, but I'm going to try to use my best 45 years of teaching to try to do as I taught my students, to do the positive first. I can understand why you would bring a bill because there are some people who abuse the system. But on the other hand, there's so many out there who don't abuse, who belong not to how you or me would need this, but there are many who I think may be out searching. I guess what I want to say, what brought this on to want to change it to that many times? And I know I guess I should hurry up, or this perplexes me a whole lot.
Well, there are only 4 states that only require one-time job search, and those are New Jersey, Montana, Kentucky, and Alabama. And again, all of our surrounding states require at least 3. Florida requires 5. Right now, we have a labor shortage everywhere you go. People are looking, businesses are advertising for employment. We passed some unemployment changes in the last several years that would offer additional unemployment benefits to individuals who enroll in a training program through a community college or one of the other credentialing programs that are paid by the state. And I've got the data that shows that's been very good participation in those programs. So we're trying to help people find work. And the point is to try to get people back in the workforce. And so really we just, again, we're one of the few states that only require a person to do a job search one time a week. So the reason for this is because there are plenty of businesses that need employees, and we just want to make sure that they're connecting.
I would rather for you have attached to here and brought in a way by which some of them going to be trained for some of the jobs.
Well, that's what we've done with unemployment changes. We have this job training program where they can get an additional 5 weeks of unemployment benefits if they're in a training program that's not paid for by them, it's paid for by the state. And by doing that training program, they're able to get credentialed or maybe get a higher skill or some training for a job beyond what they're currently doing. And again, we've got very good participation in those programs right now.
I'm going to say this, and I know Mr. Chairman want me. It doesn't strike me, as you tell me, New Jersey, Montana, Alabama is only one of the 4. My God, that's the wrong thing to me. Alabama always stay. Why can't we be unique and be one that doesn't go on? And since we're always on the bottom of everything, and we always looked at, I've traveled around the country a lot. AEA, NEA, big committees way back in my career. I guess it's just me with the mental block because they will always say to me, you are not from Alabama. You've not been born and reared up. Where did you come from originally? Alabama all my life. I've heard that. And I guess I've just got a block when it comes to us, when we do things, a whole lot of things that we could be unique in. I'm going to hush. I mean, I didn't want to say all this, but the good book say, as a person thinketh in his heart, so is he. It's no offense to you.
I understand.
As the presenter.
And again, my motivation is just trying to get people back to work, and I think this will help.
Ms. Hollis.
What I want to say in Dr. Boyd, Sora Barbara, don't take this to heart, is that what I've been seeing, and I'm out all the time because it's part of my job, and I see a lot of for hiring. You cannot even be served in a fast pace at a restaurant because the need of help. And I feel that if a person is looking for a job, you shouldn't just look for a job one day. Most people that want a job, they're going to go out. Well, in my day, we didn't have all submit your resume, real computer. We had to go to the actual place, and drop off our resumes and cover letters and all that stuff. So I am in agreement with this bill because I do feel that people should be out every day looking for a job if you unemployed. And there's so many jobs that's available now, and that's why we cannot get the service that we need today because no one is working. I've been to hotels on vacation where the manager of the hotel, they're not only doing the front desk, they're cleaning up, they're doing everything because of lack of help. And I think it's time for, the pandemic is still here, but I'm hoping everyone go get vaccinated to stay safe, but it's time to get out and go to work and get off your butt. So I feel that it's a good bill. I think it's time for people to look for jobs, not one day, but every day until they get a job. So at the appropriate time, Mr. Chair, I move for a favor vote with this bill.
Thank you, Ms. Hollis. Anybody else have anything? We have a motion to give the bill a favorable report. Yes, ma'am. A second by Mr. Keel. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Ms. Boyd is a no.
No.
With that, SB 224 is given a favorable report. And members, ladies and gentlemen of the committee, please watch me on the floor. We're going to ask for suspension of the rules so we can convene off the floor and pass Senate Bill 117 that we carried over yesterday. With
Thank
that,
you, Mr. Chair, and thank you,
Yeah,
committee.
thank you, Mr. Gill. Yeah, we're going to go to the press room. We won't take but just a second. With that, we are adjourned. Thank you.